And good morning, everybody. We're going to talk about your symptom logs and how important those are in just a little bit, right after this.
I want to be your disability rep.
I don't like to keep track of anything, Roy.
Yeah?
Yeah, if it's not automatic for me, everything that has to be tracked for me has to be automatic. So, my mileage calculator, it's on my phone, it's got GPS enabled. I have to go in every so often and say, and it shows me you drove on this day from this time to this time. You drove from here to there, and I have to tell if that's a business expense or that's not a business expense. But you want me to keep track of my symptoms.
Yeah, Will, I think whenever people are struggling with a disability or struggling with depression or what have you, they kind of fall out of tune with their own person. And a lot of times when you get in these hearings, the judge will ask a person, how far can you stand, or how far can you stand?
How far can you stand?
It's a Monday, folks.
How long can you jump?
Yeah, how long can you stand? How far can you walk, etc. And people just have this blank look. It's like they haven't put a whole lot of thought into it. And the same thing comes up when we talk about chronic conditions. We talk about pain symptomology, needs for naps because of fatigue or headaches or what have you. People don't keep track of that for whatever reason. I don't know if it's just that disconnect because they're preoccupied with their condition or what exactly it is. But it gives the appearance that you're not sure.
Oh, yeah, no, that's true. I can see how that would be a problem because, the judges want to hear, and they want to know. They need to know. They have to know.
Well, and quite honestly, if your disability is a big thing, like the way you were telling the judge that it is, it should be top of mind, and you should be able to answer these things with some specificity about how you're really doing.
And so then what do you think the best way is for people to be able to comply with that or offer?
Yeah, and I try to put myself in disabled folks' shoes all the time, but sometimes what we're taking as the exception that you would track on a log is the norm for them, and it's hard to separate the two. But quite honestly, it's just grab a calendar and make a note on the calendar. And so, if you're a chronic migraine sufferer, it's just easy enough to say, had a migraine today, lasted 3 hours, had to lay down, or had to nap for so long today. Just a quick note on the calendar. Yeah. I submit those calendars a lot of times into the hearing record, just to kind of give some idea of how frequent and how disabling these things can be.
Maybe even record an audio note, something like that, if the writing down is difficult or
harder to share.
Harder to share, for sure.
But it is a little more automated to help pacify folks like Will.
Yeah, maybe we should make an app for that. We could do that. That'd be pretty entertaining. The wheels are spinning here. Other than keeping a log, any other tips? Friends and family help you do that?
Yeah.
Collect some. Say, what do you think my symptoms are?
Well, and I encourage people all the time, especially at hearing, talk to the folks in your household that live with you, because a lot of times they have a better read on how it is that you function, or more importantly, how it is that you're failing in your daily activities.
Yeah, and sometimes just highlighting the difference from the before-after kind of thing. There might be.
We're very proudful people. We don't want to admit that we have to have the degree of help that we have to have to get things like our dishes and laundry and those chores done. But boy, if you start talking to your kids, or you're talking to your wife or your husband, pretty quick they're going to be able to say, oh, no, I bail you out on this quite often. Yeah. And that's kind of the reality of what we need, is we're looking for the ways that you would fail in the workplace. And that starts with a discussion about the ways that you would fail at home.
Yeah, and that's really hard to talk about.
It is. It is. It's we spend our whole lives kind of advocating for ourselves and explaining how great we are at the things that we do, and then all of a sudden you come to a disability hearing and you have to go in and talk about the ways that you'd be a bad employee instead of a good one. It's a tough thing.
Yeah, it is, and probably a little bit of a fine balance there. It's probably there could be potentially a temptation to oversell that too.
Well, and that comes up quite often as well. People want to make sure that the judge understands the dramatic impact. It's kind of like when your doctor asks you how much you drank, right? They usually double it.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of the same thing in reverse. If tell the judge that you're going to be, have to take a nap twice a day. We want to say 3 times a day, so the judge buys the 2 times a day.
Yep.
And at some point, you become unbelievable.
Yeah, no, that's very understandable. Hey, if you'd like to narrow down some of these options or just get a beat on your situation, if disability has ever entered your thought process, give Roy a call. His number's on the screen. You can scan the QR code with your phone if you can get up there and zoom in close enough, and it'll take you right to some more information. His website, great resources, these videos and more.
Yeah.
All available there.
Schedule directly from the QR code as well. Put yourself on my calendar, and we'll be more than happy to visit with you.
All right. Thanks for being with us, Roy, and we'll be back next week.
I want to be your disability rep.